CATEX TV. I'm Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, January 15th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. There's been a chemical explosion at the largest port in Brazil. It's spreading toxic gas. It's caused the evacuation of a terminal as well as a number of nearby homes. Dozens of people have apparently been hospitalized in the port of Santos. 16 containers are said to have caught on fire. Firefighters are saying that the blaze is under control. However, the mayor of the town is warning people to stay indoors. Apparently, there's a possibility of rain, and in the event of rain, interacting with the chemicals that are being released from the 16 containers, it can cause burns on the skin. The main product being stored in the containers is sodium dichlorsuronate, which is a chemical compound widely used as a type of chlorine or cleansing agent for water. In France, at least 6 people are critically ill after a trial involving a new medical treatment went wrong. The patients became ill and were admitted to hospitals earlier this week after taking a trial drug developed by a medical laboratory in the northern city of Rennes. This is according to French TV. It was carried out, the test was, at the private facility in Rennes. One of those who was affected apparently is in a state of so-called clinical death, i.e. life support. The health minister is on her way to the city of Rennes to examine the facility where the trial took place. In Tokyo, news comes that an overnight bus on the way to a ski resort in northern Japan overturned on a mountain road earlier today, killing 14 passengers. It was up in Nagano Prefecture. It was apparently a chartered bus carrying 41 people, 2 drivers and 39 passengers on a ski trip. The bus was owned by Keith Tour, K-E-Y-T-H, Tour. Liberty Mutual has announced that it's acquired 99.6% of Penta Security in Chile. It now makes Liberty Mutual the largest property and casualty insurer in the country. Fernando Cambaro was named the CEO of the Chilean operations. Liberty Mutual said its acquisition of Penta reaffirmed its commitment to Chile and its continued desire to grow in the country's $3 billion property and casualty insurance market. The news follows Liberty's exit from its Venezuelan subsidiary, which it sold for $700 million at the end of the third quarter of 2015. The island of Guernsey has been urged to strengthen its penalties in relation to money laundering and terrorist financing after its current legal framework was found to be insufficient by the Council of Europe. The Council of Europe said that overall Guernsey does have a mature legal and regulatory system. However, given the size of Guernsey's financial sector, the available maximum financial penalty for money laundering was not sufficiently dissuasive or proportionate. The Council of Europe urged that restraint and confiscation orders be improved on Guernsey's part. Guernsey is now the 4th largest captive insurance domicile in the world, with premium written in excess of 4.8 billion British pounds. Goldman Sachs has said that it has agreed to settle a U.S. probe into its handling of mortgage-backed securities for about $5.1 billion. This will cut fourth quarter profits by about $1.5 billion. The proposed deal was announced yesterday after the markets closed, resulting from the government's investigation into creating and selling subprime mortgage bonds that helped spur the 2008 financial crisis. It's also the subject of a movie that's popular in the United States now called The Big Short. Stock market in Asia went down again last night. Right now, futures in New York are very negative. One of the big reasons is a concern over the continuing plummeting price of oil. Well, it may be that things are going to improve. The rift between Saudi Arabia and Iran has quickly ballooned into the worst conflict in decades between the two countries. Rival Islamic sects, Sunni and Shia. One of the comments made by an article in the New Statesman by a former British ambassador to Saudi Arabia, John Jenkins, lays out the deals between the two countries quite clearly. Saudi Arabia apparently is feeling very hemmed in at the moment. It sees a growing Iran, it sees toppled allies from the Arab Spring, it sees low oil prices, and it sees a fractured relationship with the United States. the nuclear deal between Iran and the West is probably the final straw for the Saudis. They're already engaging with the Iranians in proxy battles in Yemen and Syria. George Washington University professor Dr. Hossein Askari has said that in the event of war between the two countries, oil could overnight go to above $250 but decline back down to the $100 level. If the two countries attack each other's loading facilities, then we could see oil spike to over $500 and stay around there for some time, depending upon the extent of the damage. Oil right now is about $30 a barrel. That would really be something. How the stock market would react to that, I would have to think, would be quite negative. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Have a good weekend, and thank you for watching.